Hello, beautiful soul. How's it going with getting your message out to the world? You know that deep, passionate desire you have for sharing your message or your coaching methodology with a wider audience? Are you confident that you can really communicate what makes you special and unique? And how are you doing with expressing the value that you bring to other people? Well, if you're struggling to get noticed, earn respect, and grow your business, I'd like to help you out with that. If you haven't met me already, I am Dr. Andrea Pennington. I am the Managing Director of Make Your Mark Global, creator of Authentic, the Personal Branding Bootcamp, and the MVP publishing process. And I am personally on a mission to raise the visibility, the profile, and the prestige of coaches, mentors, healers, and transformational leaders everywhere. I work with the soul-inspired person like you who has a message, a product, or a book in you, but you just don't know how to get it out to the masses. Well, my specialty is conscious communication and leveraging the media to bring you and your message to a global audience. And wouldn't it be great if you could reach millions of people instead of just a few hundred or a few thousand? Well, the key to getting that global exposure is building your authentic personal brand platform. Now, a platform is the base from which you can really step up and out to share your message with millions of people around the world. And let's face it, there are millions of people waiting for the brilliance that's inside of you. So I'd like to invite you to join me on a 10-day bootcamp in the Authentic Personal Branding Bootcamp. This system is all about the authentic self. We are not talking about creating a copycat brand, and we're not talking about puffing up your ego or trying to make you look different than what you really are. Authentic personal branding is about sharing your truth, your heart, or your passion, and of course, your personality, so that people can connect with you. Now, I bet you probably already have some of these experiences, whether one-on-one or in a small group where people can feel you and they instantly get a sense that you are genuinely there to help. So how do you extend that around the World Wide Web? How do you give people that sense that you are the right coach or healer for them? How do you communicate that you are truly in this to see them get better, not just to make a quick buck? Well, all of that is built into the Authentic Personal Branding System. And for this 10-day bootcamp, you're going to have my help and my guidance along with a supportive group. We start off by building your brand ID or brand identity. It's the essence of you. This is what comes out in your position statements. They are literally the written or spoken statements that explain your mission, your passion, your methodology, and your underlying philosophy. When you can clearly communicate that in a way that actually lands in the hearts of the listener and gives them a sense of who you really are, your essence and your energy, well, then they're more likely to have an affinity for you and your personality. Then they will believe your credibility. And it all starts with authenticity, not being a copycat of anyone else. And so that's what we will do in this 10-day bootcamp. Have you ever tried to hire someone or create your website, brochures, flyers, business cards, stuff like that, only to find out that the designer tried to shove you into some little template that didn't really represent your energy, your vibe, or your essence? Well, I want you to be able to communicate who you are, what makes you unique, and then you can share that with a designer who can really see you and understand you. So I'm going to help you create your style book so that you have all of the colors and the fonts and the imagery that really represent you. And then you can have these materials created so that they most reflect your vibe and your personality. Now, of course, you can hire people like me to help you do all of this for you, but if you are a do-it-yourself kind of person, I've created this program to be accessible for you. So, where do we begin? Well, join me for this 10-day Authentic Personal Branding Bootcamp, and I will take you through the MVP's Cubed system, where we literally draw out what makes you unique and valuable and special, because you are, and we will use my RSVP method to come up with your value proposition. It's an easy peasy way to communicate what value you bring to people in a non-salesy way. And then I'll help you create your brand dictionary. This is where you capture your philosophy and key message statements that need to be repeated and sprinkled into all of your brand materials, your blogs, your videos, and social media posts, so that no matter where your future customer comes in, and maybe even someone who is scheduling speakers for the next big event or podcast, this will give them a feeling and a sense of who you are across all of your platforms, including your website, your social media, and yes, brick and mortar locations if you have one. So that is what this branding bootcamp is going to do for you in a very short period of time. Now, a lot of people tell me, hey, Dre, I want to get on TV, but don't go to my website because I'm working on it. And then they come back and they show me something that doesn't even represent a fraction of the brilliance of them, let alone capture a potential audience's attention. So maybe you already have that part worked out, but you also need to attract people to join an email list, for example, so that you can continue your interaction and build a reputation and a relationship with your visitors. Well, we're going to help you with that as well. Because in the Authentic Personal Branding Bootcamp, you will clearly identify your ideal client and build an avatar profile. You will describe the type of person that you are most likely to help. And when you build out this customer avatar profile, it's going to help you learn how to communicate in a way that creates resonance, that creates a connection with them. And again, personal branding is about creating lasting bonds between you and a potential client. And you can strengthen these bonds over time as you interact with them more. So if you've seen me on stage or on videos, on TV, or one of my Facebook rants, then you know that I am all about relationships. I'm all about connecting from the heart and soul. And when I connect with you, I can see your brilliance. I can see what's unique about you. Now, we often get into situations when we're in front of an ideal client or someone who might be able to help us in our career, whether that's an investor or a media booker, and then we choke. Hey, I've been there. We all get flustered. I've done that. But when you've done this deep personal branding work that involves writing, rehearsing, and fully embodying the best of you, it will become easier and more natural. And the good news is that once you've done all of this personal branding work, you now have set the stage for stepping up your game in every other area of your business, whether that's coaching people one-on-one, selling from stage, getting on TV, or creating your own signature program. It all starts with having a strong platform or position, which gives your audience this connection to your authentic personal brand. So I would love to coach you and mentor you and be your cheerleader during this 10-day bootcamp and then the months following. So click the button below to join us, and then you will finally be able to articulate what makes you special and how you have the power to transform lives. I look forward to seeing you during this 10-day bootcamp, where you get access to all of the videos and all of the training modules and worksheets for life. So you can actually do this process over and over again every time you have a new product launch, every time you have a new book to promote. And plus, we will also have 3 live Q&A sessions during the Kickstart period. So you've got me right here, right there, to give you laser coaching on the hot seat for feedback and support. So if you are ready to build your authentic personal brand with confidence and peace of mind based on the authentic, real you, your strengths, your values, and your passions and talents, then join me for the Authentic Personal Branding Bootcamp. I'll see you there.